Good morning, everyone. I should say to the early birds. We'll start soon.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rob.
Donna, something interesting must be happening, huh? 120 people and we haven't even started yet.
Absolutely. These are the early birds. We'll wait a few more minutes. I'll be shocked if we don't get 400 today.
Oh boy, those are big words. Good luck.
Thank you.
While we're waiting for everybody to come on, if you are on, if you don't want to be a secret agent, if you can just, I believe you right click in the three little dots and you can change your name, or it's actually left click and you can rename so we can address you if you have a question. All right, doing a T minus 1 minute. Good morning, Erica Regan. Kayla, happy Friday to you as well. We have St. Louis, Maryland, Florida is showing up big today. Of course, New Jersey always shows up.
Well, we had a
Martha,
meeting with our Florida team yesterday, and I told them that they had to come to this meeting. So let's see.
Martha from the boardwalk. How are you, Martha?
It's around 11, but I'll give them one more minute, Rob, and then I'll read the instructions the way we're going to handle this mastermind today, just because I want to respect everybody's time. We do have a team that's monitoring the chat. So if you have questions, feel free to submit them.
Justice from Dallas.
Welcome, Justice.
Ezekiel, thank you for the birthday wish. John from Baltimore, thanks for popping on. Franklin Lakes, wow, you're filling up the room here.
Glenn loved that comment. How blessed are we to be in this industry at Remax? Could not have
At
said
this
it better.
at this time. Now, I just want to share some somber news. I don't know if anybody noticed that the co-founder of Remax actually passed away. I believe it was yesterday, peacefully, Gail Liniger. So it's all just say a prayer and thank her for everything she did for the brand. And I think you have a lot of excited people looking forward to hearing about your trip to Broker Owner Conference and some people that you met. So let's get the show started.
Yeah, so good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Today's mastermind is going to look a little different than the normal Friday mastermind. We have significantly more agents joining us today. So unfortunately, we will not have the ability to unmute everyone. We really want to stay on track and make the best use of our time together. But please feel free to use the chat throughout the meeting. We have several members of our team monitoring. So if we can get to your question at the end of the session, we will. If not, don't worry, we have prepared an FAQ that we will post on our hub. So if you have questions, continue writing them on the chat and we will make sure to answer them. Rob and I decided to break today's mastermind into three parts. For the first 15 minutes, Rob and I are going to have a conversation about BOC in Nashville and some of my biggest takeaways. And around 11:15, we're very fortunate to have the new Real Remax CEO Tamir joining us for about 15 minutes. I've taken some of the questions submitted by our agents and then we grouped them together. And I have prepared a few strategic questions that I'll ask him directly. After Tamir leaves, Rob and I will spend the remainder of our mastermind addressing the questions you already submitted and talking about what all this means specifically for us here at Remax Select Group. So, Rob, let's get started.
All right. Well, let's get right into it. So, Idona, you just came back from Broker Owner Conference in Nashville. You've been back for less than a week, right?
Yes.
With everything happening right now, what was your biggest takeaway? Like if you had only one thing that you could isolate.
That's actually very easy. My biggest takeaway was simple, the strength of Remax. There's understandably been so much attention around the acquisition and what's next. And I think sometimes we need to remind ourselves of what we already have. I actually brought back a few pictures from BOC because I think they tell the story better than I can. So I am going to share my screen and just share with you all. One of the things we were reminded of at BOC is the incredible amount of trust and recognition behind this brand. Remax was presented as number one most trusted real estate agents in the US and Canada, and that matters. Our clients recognize this name, sellers recognize it, buyers recognize it, and generations of agents and broker owners have contributed to building that reputation. And that's something we should all be incredibly proud to represent.
Okay. I see we just have an issue with getting more capacity, Donna. Okay. While Fred does that, I got a second follow-up question. So with all the impressive numbers, and I know there was quite some acknowledgement by Mr. Brian Buffini, longtime Remax agent. What were some of your takeaways there, Adona?
Yes, so this is one of the photos that he shared with all of us, broker owners and managers that were there. When this came up on the screen, I took a picture because I immediately thought of our agents need to see this. Remax has shown an 11-point average transaction side per agent. I'm not going to mention the other brands because this call is being recorded. However, look at the difference. There's going to be a lot of conversation about what's coming next, but I don't want us to become so focused on what's changing that we forget the strength, what we already part of. Remax agents are productive. And the other picture that he also shared is nobody sells more homes in real estate. That was one of the biggest messages I came home wanting our agents to remember. We're entering in this next chapter from a position of strength.
So, Adona, with everything happening in the industry, did you get any insight or do you have any personal thoughts on why there are so many mergers and acquisitions in the real estate brokerage business and why so recently?
In my opinion, since the business is a low margin, high support businesses and brokerages must be able to provide better services without increasing fees, even when transaction volumes are flat or declining. This is why it is increasingly difficult for single brand organizations to be highly competitive in all aspects of the business, forcing peers and rivals to merge for the betterment of their agent and clients. So, and we're going to continue seeing that, Rob, in the next 2, 3 years.
Yeah, so it looks like that might be some good news for agents and it's kind of forcing brokers to sharpen their pencils and deliver more services to their team members. So I think there's all good news there. After everything you heard and the conversations you had at BOC, should our agents expect our business model to change? And newsflash, I think that's a little bit of a loaded question. But go ahead, Donna. Why don't you field that for us?
No, and I want to be very clear about that. We are still a franchise model. We are Remax Select Group, and it is our business as usual. So the message is continue serving your clients, continue using our systems, continue using your Remax Select Group branding. So regardless of your DBA, whether you're Remax Select Group, Remax affiliates, etc., continue using your branding. And will there be opportunities ahead? Absolutely. I'm particularly excited about what comes from technology and innovation, but we're not going to change the way we operate based on rumors or speculations.
So one of the things that I think is certain is that you're going to get a lot of misdirection, a lot of misinformation. There's a lot being said on social media right now. You know, what would you tell our agents who are seeing all kinds of differing information to Donna?
This is probably one of the most important things I want everyone to hear today. Over the coming weeks and months, you're probably going to see a lot of conversations on social media. You're going to see videos, opinions, headlines, and clickbaits from people trying to convince you that they know exactly what's going to happen. Please don't allow social media speculation or create unnecessary uncertainty about your business. If something materially affects you as a Remax Select Group agent, you will hear it from us. Rob, myself, and our leadership team are staying involved. We're attending the meetings, we're asking the questions, and we're having conversations with corporate leadership. And when we have verified information that you need to know, we're going to communicate that with you. And I much rather stand here and tell you we don't have the answers yet than give you speculation simply because somebody posted something about it. And I'm sure you have all seen that in social media in the last few days. If you need to know it, we're going to make sure you know it.
It's important to identify that, the Remax that is down the block is now still the Remax that's down the block. They have different leadership, different value proposition. The real brokerage that's in your state that may or may not be operating, they remain as a real broker. They're not a Remax office and they're not affiliated with us. From agency perspective, they're not a disclosed dual agent in New Jersey. They're a separate company, just like any other brand. These are some important things that don't, I think, agents sometimes lose track of in the heat of all these changes. So if I was to ask you, what would one thing be, Adona, that you'd want our agents to stay focused on at this point right now?
That's very easy. It's your business, your clients, your listings, your buyers, your database, and your leads. Let us worry about what's happening at the corporate level. Our responsibility as your leadership team is to stay informed, ask the right questions, and make sure you're prepared when something actually affects you. Your responsibility is to keep building your business. Right now, it really is just business as usual. Also, I know we're getting close because I invited Tamir for 15 minutes. So anyway, that's very simple. That's my message for all of our agents today. That was my biggest takeaway from BOC is making sure it's business as usual. Don't allow the outside noise get in between you and your business because that's exactly what they're trying to do. I see the comments on social media, so I hope if you're going to get walk away today from this call, I want you guys to just remember business as usual. Rob and I and the rest of the leadership team, we're here. We read everything. We're attending the meetings, and we'll make sure if something is going to affect your business, you'll hear it from us.
And while we're waiting for Tamir to come on, let's clarify one other thing, which is seems to be a little bit confusing on social media. The real Remax is now substituting for what Remax Holdings LLC used to be. And I never ever put Remax Holdings on anything because it's not part of who we are. It's not part of our identity. And I think in the excitement of all this merger and people trying to figure out how is this going to change, real brokerage is still real brokerage. They're licensed with different states with real brokerage, and it might be an LLC. Um, we are licensed with, I think, 13 different entities. In New Jersey, it's Res Realty LLC. In Florida, it is Select Group Realty LLC, doing business as Remax Select Group. So the real Remax is not anything that should appear on any of our information, and it's something that kind of trips some people up, and I just want it to be kind of overly abundantly clear about that. And we still have the franchise. We're still Remax Select Group. We're Remax Results. We're all the different Remax names that we've traded at the day before and the day after. There are some other changes going on. I know if you're working with Motto, there might be some adjustments with Motto going down the pike. But again, that's completely independent. We are taking advantage of, and I'm just so excited for you to talk to Tamir about some of the technology and the additional tools that you're going to get without having to pay anything extra for aligning with or the merger with the real brokerage and Remax together. You want to just shoot him a text, make sure we don't have a time
I
zone
just,
issue?
yep, I just did. Yeah, and while we wait for him, I had the opportunity to have a one-on-one with him during BOC, and I was able to ask him um, questions that matter to us as in the leadership, and so that we can provide it to all of you. So I wanted to I picked some questions you guys submitted. Let me just reach out to him. I'm going to mute myself for 1 second, and I'll be right with you. Okay. All right, looks like Tamir is in.
Tamir,
Hi, good morning. Hi,
good
everyone.
Good morning. We have a big Northeast and Texas and Arizona welcome for you.
Amazing. Hi, everyone.
Yes.
Good to see all of you.
Look at our attractive group here.
Amazing. Wow, so many people.
Yes. So let's see. So first of all, Tamir, congrats on pulling off a home run of home runs, a grand slam in the real estate business. I know you're incredibly busy, and we appreciate you making some time for our family and our group here. Today, we have 73 offices represented, 11 states, and over 1,250 agents. I know they're not all on, but we got a fair representation. And some of our offices that I've acquired have been continuously operating for 40 and 50 years. So it's an honor to welcome you, a younger face, a fresh idea in real estate. Welcome, Tamir, to the Remax family.
Thank you. Excited to be here, and I appreciate the invite. And thank you, everyone, for a very warm welcome. I have to say, I met Adana at BOC. When was it? A week or two ago. And I came into BOC. That was my pretty much my first interaction with the Remax network, and I had my own kind of thoughts and hesitations. But everyone was so friendly and so welcoming, and so open, and it just felt like home. So I really appreciate the welcome from everybody and from all the agents on social media this week. It has been amazing. And Rob, as you said, it's a home run of home runs, but the work starts now. There's a lot to
Yeah.
do. There's just a lot to do because I think that this brand is so amazing, and we can make it even better. And we can make it. We can reinvigorate it. We can put some more energy into it, and just make it more appealing. So that's on me from now on.
And Tamir, when you see the loyalty, the talent, and the presence that this group has, you're going to be even more impressed and satisfied with the acquisition that you made. And at this time, I want to just turn it over to Adona to share a little bit about what the two of you discussed and how this could impact our team here that's shown up on a Friday morning to see you, Tamir.
Sure. And by the way, Donna, before you start, this is my first meeting with the Remax group. So just know that this is the first time.
It's the best. So
We'll be easy on you.
It's always great to start at the best. So
you
Well,
got
we
it.
really appreciate it. And again, like Rob said, congratulations again on this incredible milestone and truly a lifetime opportunity. So we're looking forward to that. And I know during BOC, you and I had the opportunity to sit one-on-one, and I really appreciated your time. Today, I wanted to introduce you, obviously, to our Remax Select Group agents. This is not even half of them, but they're here because they were very excited to hear from Rob and you as well. So I know we only have about 15 minutes, and we prior to this call, we had sent a link for our agents to ask some questions. So before we begin, I have like few questions I want to ask you. But I'm going to jump in with this question that's coming from me. We've seen
okay.
so many mergers. You know, I'm going to ask the questions.
Yes.
Um, so we've seen so many mergers and acquisitions across our industry over the last couple of years. I love to hear directly from you. Why Remax? And what was your motivation for bringing these two organizations together? And what do you believe each side brings to the other that will ultimately benefit both Remax and real agents?
Oh, that's a lot to unpack, and for everyone, when I met Adana at BOC, she came prepared with a list of questions. So it was really a great meeting because I think we accomplished a lot in just a very short time frame. But I think that I think that every merger slash acquisition is a little bit different. So we've seen Rocket Redfin, we've seen Compass and Anywhere. I think that we're coming from a different angle, and we've been looking at Remax for many years. I've been an admirer of Remax for probably decades. I bought my first property with Remax. I sold it with Remax. This for me Remax means real estate, and I always admired the brand, but I chose to start and build something different. And a couple of years ago, when we looked at what Real has and what Remax has, we understood that those two companies are very complementary, because Remax has this amazing brand and huge network across the globe, and Real has the technology and the growth momentum. And we thought that by combining and joining forces, we can create just a better opportunity for everyone, where we have everything. We have the brand, we have the presence, we have the growth, we have the technology, we have an amazing community of agents, we have the production. So it just made a lot of sense. And I started talking to the Remax leadership a couple of years ago, and we instantly understood that the culture at Real and Remax is very compatible. Both companies are focused on helping agents and brokers succeed. Both companies are focused on production. Both companies don't have egos. Both agent communities are extremely kind. And we just thought that it would be a great fit. And this is why we decided to move forward. And I think that there's a lot that Remax can contribute to Real, and there's a lot that Real can contribute to Remax. And I just think that a brand that is 53 years old every now and then needs a shakeup and a little bit of adjustment to a new world and a new environment. And as we're looking into the future, the next decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, we just need to have both the brand and to be at the forefront of innovation. And that's what we want to bring here, so that all of you have a competitive advantage when you're going into the marketplace and talking to buyers and sellers. You have the best tools and the best ways to serve them. And that's what we want to deliver.
That's a great answer. And by the way, I did not give him the questions ahead of time. So you mentioned, obviously this brand is over 50 years old and it does need a little bit of a shakeup. As you look at this next chapter, what is your vision for protecting, preserving, and ultimately strengthening the Remax brand while maintaining what has made it so successful?
Sure. So we said from the beginning that Remax stays Remax, Real stays Real. I think that we learned this week that people are very passionate about the brand itself, and we shouldn't touch it in any way, shape, or form. So Remax stays Remax, own branding, operating by itself, different value proposition, different economics, just a different model, and Real stays the same. We also want to take some things that worked for us or help us attract agents to Real in terms of the technology that we offer, and put it in the hands of agents and franchisees or broker owners. So at the end of the day, broker owners can operate more efficiently and just more profitably. And at the same time, we want to take this technology and put it in the hands of the agents so that they can save time on every transaction. So the plan is not to take away anything, keep everything as is, and offer some complementary things that can just enhance the experience for agents and brokers and help you close more transactions. At the end of the day, we're here to build businesses and make money, and we want to help you make more money. And hopefully we can take everything that worked for us at a brokerage of 36,000 agents and growing very rapidly and apply it to your businesses if you're interested.
Well, I think, Tamir, that might help us to reverse the decline in Remax agents as they retire, unfortunately pass away, or, we haven't been able to keep up with that. And I think this is exciting news and helping to refresh the brand and keep it growing instead of stagnating. And I think you mentioned that in BOC, and I'm excited that we're going to have these extra resources to do that. Go ahead, Adona.
Yeah, so Tamir, if you were speaking directly to a Remax Select Group agent today, so our team who loves the brand, is productive, and is happy with their brokerage, what would you tell them this acquisition means to them personally? And then as a follow-up to that is what they should be doing differently today, if anything.
I don't know what they're doing today, so I cannot comment on that. But I do know that Remax has the most productive agents in the industry by far. So you guys are doing the right things. I have to start there. In terms of what's changing, I would say that nothing is really changing for you. I think that what you should be happy with is that you now are getting a leadership team that knows how to execute, that moves fast, that is very focused on growth. If you think about the past 4 years, that have been very difficult in the real estate space. Real has been an outlier because we continued to grow despite of market conditions. By the way, we increased our pricing and our fees 4 times in the past 4 years. So we grew despite of the fact that we charged more, and we charged more because we believe that we developed more value for our agents, and our agents happily paid for it. So I think that you should be happy with the fact that there's a management team that knows how to operate a brokerage. We understand your challenges on a daily basis. We don't have too much experience with franchise. We do understand agent businesses. We know how agents operate. We know how to sell and buy homes. You should be happy with the fact that we're going to deliver you technology that took us 12 years to build, and probably close to over 1 million transactions that we processed on our systems. So it's a proven technology that at the end of the day can give you multiple opportunities to monetize your business, make the network more connected in terms of sending referrals, sending and receiving referrals, more connected in terms of collaborating, creating in-person events or online trainings, and just more energy to the brand, which I think is extremely important. If you think about Remax in the US, we've been losing agents for a couple of years now, and I think that there's a way to change course and just make Remax the most attractive name in real estate, so that everybody understands that this is the place. If I'm a top producer, if I'm serious about real estate, this is where I should be, because they have the best brand, best culture, best tools, and that's what we need to start communicating.
You forgot
So
the
I'm
best
gonna
broker owners.
Best brokers for sure. I mean, that's a part of the support.
Tamir, I'm gonna go off my script from the questions that I have because a lot of questions are coming in, and agents have a lot of questions on technology. And obviously, before I ask you, some of the questions our agents have is, how do you envision bringing the best of Real's technology into Remax while protecting the systems, relationships, and business models that are already working for successful Remax organizations?
Um, It's a good question. At the end of the day, we're talking about privacy, because even at Real, we have teams, we have small teams, large teams, different organizations. We have a white label solution for brokerages. So it doesn't really touch any of the relationships or anything like that. At the end of the day, you need to be sure that the information that you're sharing with the company stays yours. And if you ever choose to leave, the information goes with you, and that's in all of our contracts, in all of our obligations. We don't do anything with data. We don't do anything with your client's data. We don't do anything with your data. The data just helps us process transactions and process payments and provide better support. But at the end of the day, it's like any other tech vendor that you should trust, or you do trust at the moment. We are obligated to just forget about you if you ever choose to leave, and as long as you're here, to serve you in the best possible way. And we've never had any problem with any agent or any claims regarding data protection and privacy.
I know there's some noise saying that the technology will be available to Remax agents prior to R4. Do you have a time frame, or is this still work in progress?
So there are different layers to the technology. We said that by R4, the latest, everything will be rolled out. We do intend to roll out some things before that. We want to have like a mini Remax app that will include the three things. One, Leo, our AI assistant, and Leo can help you with anything real estate related, any questions that has to do with compliance. Leo can help you with marketing, with preparing social media posts. Leo can take care of a lot of aspects of your business. So that's one component. The second component would be a system called Referral Central, where agents can send and receive referrals throughout Remax and Real Network, so more referral opportunities. And the third component will be a community feature, where it's like a Facebook feed for Remax, where everybody can post, celebrate success, ask questions, create groups, just a way to communicate better within the Remax network.
So one of the reasons why a Remax agent is here is obviously the referrals, the back and forth, and the global referral. However, not long ago, Remax integrated a third party where if an agent sent a referral through the system, they would have to pay an extra 5.5% referral. Is that going to go away? Because that's I received a lot of questions about that.
Sure. Um, I learned about that this week as well, by the way. So yeah, I mean, our system will replace that third-party vendor system. We did not think about monetizing this. So at the end of the day, we just want to create more transactions within the network. So I'm not committing to anything, but I think that at this point in time, the 5.5% fee is probably going to go away.
Okay, thank you. I want to respect your time, so I want to finish with a bigger picture question for you. 5 years from now, when people look back at this acquisition, what has to be true for you personally to consider it as a success, not only from a corporate perspective, but for Remax broker owners and agents who built this brand?
It's a good question. I think that at the end of the day, if the Remax network is going to grow between now and 5 years from now, that's success, because it means that everyone here is more successful and we're able to attract more. And at the end of the day, agents follow value proposition. And if we increase the value proposition, it means that people will be attracted to the brand and to the network, and numbers don't lie. So between now and 2020, 2031 or 2032, what we need to do is increase the value proposition, help brokers with their operations, free up their time to focus on training agents and attracting agents to the offices. And all of this should translate into a bigger network. So for me, that would be the success.
Love that. I know there's a lot of questions from our agents regarding Leo 2.0 and all the AI tools. However, I think this is not going to be the right session. You are the busiest man, especially this week. So you taking 15 minutes to join us here, I really appreciate it. So I just want to say thank you again. I know this won't be our last conversation, and I look forward to hearing from you in the near future. And I just want to end this by saying that we love this brand. We're incredibly proud of what our agents or broker owners have built under it. And we're really looking forward to seeing where you take it from here. So on behalf of Rob, myself, and everyone at Remax Select Group, congratulations. And
Thank you to all of
very
us.
excited to have you. Rob, do you have anything to add to
Well,
that?
Tamir, I'll second that. We look forward to being a great partner of yours. We wish you the best, and Godspeed in delivering everything that you're capable of doing for this group here. We really look forward to it.
Thank you for having me today, and I'll be happy to jump on this type of calls anytime. I'm very connected to our agent community, and whenever you need me, I'll be happy to participate. And I also want to tell you again, thank you very much for a very warm welcome. It's been an amazing week, and I'm excited for the future. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Tamir.
Tamir.
We appreciate it.
All right, for the rest of the team, we're not done yet. So I want you guys to stay here. So I know there's a lot of questions as far as the technology. We have our team. I will make sure we have those answers for you, but some of you did submit questions ahead of time. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who took the time to submit those questions. We received some great questions. Some of them were very similar, so we combined them. And if we don't get to your specific questions today, it's not being ignored. We'll have a FAQ that we're preparing, and we're going to have it on our hub. So you're more than welcome to go at any time. And as more questions come in, it doesn't mean if you don't ask it today, you can't ask in the future. I want you guys to continue submitting your questions, and we'll make sure we answer.
Well,
So,
Adona, well, I just want to say, this guy is probably super busy, with legal paperwork, broker owners reaching out to him all the time, and he gave us adequate time, and he offered to come back anytime. So I hope you all appreciate the candor and the effort that Tamir made, and Adona. She built a relationship for us, and this is just an example of what we can be doing in our own sphere of business, is just building more stronger relationships. So on with the show, Adona.
Awesome. Okay, so our one of the questions that we received is, are we now real Remax Select Group? Are we still Remax Select Group? And could that eventually change? And I want to make this very clear, which Rob already did. We are Remax Select Group. The new name you're seeing is the parent company. It does not mean our broker changed its name. Just a few days ago, either yesterday or the day before, Tamir sent an email to all Remax affiliates, which included all of you. No one is to use the real Remax on signage, business cards, social media, etc. Remax Select, whatever your affiliate, your DBA is, that's what you're going to use. I do want to clarify one thing that I did see a few posts with agents already advertising both their DBA and real. Please don't do that. Okay, that's a violation. They're all over, the legal team is all over that. So they're going to catch up to it. Please remember, our agents are Remax Select Group. Our offices are Remax Select Group offices, and we remain a franchise organization. And for us, it's business as usual. So nothing's
And and
changing.
and Adona, just to clarify, Remax Select Group is the aggregate leadership team here. And you may be Remax Results, you may be Remax Excalibur, Remax Premier, Remax uh, Select Group, Remax Advantage. So all these different entity names remain the same, but that entity name, if it's now been partially or wholly owned by, my wife Rye, it's part of Remax Select Group. So I just wanted to clarify that, Adona, as we go on.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Ron. Next question. When do we use the new parent company logo? Should we change our yard signs, business cards, our marketing? You do not change anything, like I mentioned. Continue using your approved Remax branding on your signs, business cards, social media, and marketing material. The real Remax Group branding you've seen represent the parent company. It is not our brokerage name, and it is not a replacement for us. Please don't independently combine logos or create your own versions of the branding.
And I think it's important to note that being as large as we are, we've seen investigators really looking at social media posts just as if it was a yard sign. So um, you just because it's in social media, not in somebody's front yard, doesn't mean that you have no liability. And being significantly above 1,000 agents, trust me, we find out if something's being done incorrectly. So please be very careful about what you do on social media and for sure on your print materials.
Thank you, Rob. All right, next question. How soon will the new technology become available? How will we be trained? What about AI? Can this simplify systems such as dot loop? And I'm really this is what excites me is making everything more simple for all of you. There's clearly an opportunity for technology and AI, like Tamir mentioned. However, we're probably not going to see anything this year. There's still work in progress. Also, I share something with some of you that I have met already. I'm not going to be the first one to join their technology. There's always crashes. I want to see how it's going to play out. Our leadership team will join the meetings, the trainings. We want to make sure that it's working before we roll it out to you guys. The last thing I want is an interruption in your business. So even if they do announce it in January, February, we're not going to just say, okay, goodbye, Bold Trail, and then hop into Leo 2.0. We really want to see how it's going to work before we roll it out to all of you. Uh, and also let's see, I want technology to save you time, simplifies your business, and helps you become more productive. So for now, please continue using Bold Trail. There's been some great updates. And I want you guys to really utilize whatever CRM you have. We also have Lofty. So if you're interested in Lofty, reach out to Fred. That's another CRM. We have it available to you for you guys. The other question was, how will this affect our day-to-day business? And the short answer is it doesn't. continue following the same procedures, continue using the same systems, continue working with your managers and leadership, continue serving your clients, and if something changes that affects your business, you'll hear it directly from us with clear instructions. For now, business as usual. Next question. Does Real's business model mean physical Remax offices are eventually going away? For Remax Select Group, now I'm talking about all of us, regardless what state you're in, we believe strongly in our offices and our local presence. Our offices provide leadership, training, collaboration, support, and a presence with communities we serve. Nothing has been communicated to us that changes that. So, again, business as usual. I will say something that I learned from my coach. He actually asked this question to us brokers. If you're an agent, would you join an office that's one manager for 8,000 employees, one manager for 350, one manager for 200, or one manager that's like 50 agents? You're probably going to want to pick the one that's only managing 50. That's typical number of agents each Remax office has. So just remember that. We're still a franchise. Rob, we have a long way to go, right? Years and years and years. So even if that model was going to change in the future, we have a long way to go, maybe decades, right? Next question was on R4 and conferences. What is happening with R4? What will R4 cost? Will Real and Remax eventually hold joint conferences? As you guys know, R4 has already been scheduled for February. The pricing is the same as it was previously. Will it increase? Probably in the near future. They don't anticipate removing, just so you know. As far as having a joined Real and Remax, that's still really in the works. I can't answer that question definitely now, but I am certain based on some of the meetings that I've been, they are trying to have Real agents join R4, and then you guys can join Real conferences as well. I would just say one of the greatest benefits of going to R4 is really changing your perspective of what you think about Remax. Every agent that I've met that went to R4, they said going to R4 made them realize and really appreciate why they're a Remax agent. So if you've never been to R4, I would probably tell you start saving now. It's not cheap, but hey, you all are producing, start saving money. And I'm going to use girl math, right? It'll be free by the time R4 comes. So start saving money every transaction, put it on the side. And I would say we'll be there. Rob and I will be there. Some of our leadership team will also be there. Next question was from a leader. What about the continued importance of the MLS, NAR, and our state and local boards in advocating for homeownership? And that was a great question. Our MLSs and our local, state, and national association continue to play important roles with our industry, particularly around cooperation, professionalism, advocacy, property rights, and ownerships. Nothing about this transaction changes our responsibility to follow MLS rules, licensing requirements, and the professional standards applicable to our business. And before we end today, so those are some of the questions. I know you guys submitted a lot of questions today, so I will make sure we have those answers for you. But there's something I really want every agent on this call to understand. You are the heart of our business. Everything Rob and I and our leaders ultimately comes back to our agents and making sure you have the support, information, tools, and opportunities you need to succeed. Change naturally creates questions, and that's okay. Keep asking them. What I don't want you doing is allowing a random social media post, video, or headline to create fear or uncertainty about your business. There's going to be speculation. There's going to be clickbaits. And there will be people online speaking as though they know exactly what's going to happen. But when it comes to information about your brokerage and your business, your source should be your brokerage. Rob, myself, and our leadership team are going to continue staying in front of this. We're attending the meetings, we're asking the questions, we're having the conversations, and we're making sure that when something actually affects you, you're hearing it directly from us. If we know, if we know it and you know it, we're going to make sure you know it. And if you don't, I'm sorry, I read that completely wrong. If you know it and you need to know it, we'll make sure you know it. And if we don't have the answer yet, we'll be transparent enough to tell you that too. I also want to take a moment to recognize and thank our entire leadership and administrative team. You have been on the front lines with us, attending the meetings, staying informed, answering questions, and supporting our offices and agents. There's a tremendous amount happening behind the scenes right now. Rob and I see the work you're doing, and we truly appreciate you. I also want to thank our affiliated partners, including our title and mortgage partners, for continuing to support our agents and our company. And finally, to every single one of our agents joining us, thank you. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for continuing to represent this brand. And thank you for being the reason RE/MAX Select Group it is what it is today. We're proud of RE/MAX. We're proud of RE/MAX Select Group, and we're excited about the opportunities ahead. But for today, I want you to leave remembering four things. We are RE/MAX Select Group. We remain a franchise. It is business as usual, and our agents remain our priority. Thank you, everyone.
So Don, I just want to mention one thing before is like he mentioned like Leo AI for broker issues. We have outstanding brokers, and there might be unique issues in particular states that's one thing that I don't want us to be adopting right away because if you get into some hot water and you say, well, Leo AI told me this was okay, that is not okay. Talking to your personal attorney is not okay. Um, you need to talk to your broker if there's an issue that you're uncomfortable with. Most of us on this call here are highly experienced and we just need to go to the right source. So in Arizona, talk to Cindy, and Florida, Andre, a donor, myself in New Jersey. So follow that protocol, and we're gonna take this slow. And the main interest is that we want to protect you. We don't want to take shortcuts. It would be easy for us to offload our responsibilities on some technology Adona, but you know, if something bad happens, we need to make sure that we're protecting you, not just an AI algorithm. So that's just one example of something that needs a little bit of time to play itself out. And let's give a big round of applause for Adona for all the hard work that she did. Thank you, Adona.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And I hope you all have a great Friday, and I'll make sure you submit those questions. We'll be answering them.
You got it. Have a productive weekend. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.